The Financial Times doesn't often make mistakes. It's normally a very reliable paper. So it makes you wonder why they got so much wrong when they did a report this week on the Chagos Islands. Was it deliberate? Were they trying to shape opinion? Who knows? But the mistakes they made were very telling. Now, the Financial Times ran a very big story on the Chagos Islands over the weekend, and for those who follow the saga closely, it should have been essential reading. But instead, say critics, there were a lot of very telling errors. It was riddled with errors, but some of them looked suspiciously political, if you will. The article described the Chagos Islands as once neglected dependencies of Mauritius. They were never dependencies of Mauritius. That characterisation has certainly raised eyebrows up and down, since the Chagos Islands, not only have they never been part of Mauritius, they have only ever been either independent or part of the British Empire. No other country has ever owned them. So why all of a sudden are they dependencies of Mauritius? Unless this is them framing it for the people, to get the people in Britain saying, oh, well, they should go back to Mauritius, when they never were Mauritian. The FT also wrote that the evicted Chagosians campaigned for decades. Their case was pressed by Mauritius. That too is, I think, in the words that I can explain in the easiest way, bollocks. Some observers have noted that the Chagosians' campaign has often been independent of any kind of Mauritian political objectives. In fact, it always has been. The relationship between the two has not always been aligned. It's bollocks again. There have been pushes by Mauritius to get the Chagosians back, but only because they're Chagosians, not because Mauritius at the time had any claim over the islands, because they don't. The piece then, and this is where it goes weird, the piece then attributed the current government's handling of the Chagos issue as reputational damage from Brexit, which is just one, weird, and two, unbelievable. It said that the chaos of the Brexit years damaged British reputation so much that Starmer government has understandably decided it must prioritise international legal obligations. Well, if it wants to do that, then let's have the legal obligation of allowing the Chagosians to return to Chagos and rule their own island under international law. What do you mean, no? Oh, don't like that law. Is that what it is? I mean, the argument, of course, has been dismissed as speculative and bollocks, not just by me, but many other observers, and it's an attempt to somehow link unrelated policy decisions to Brexit. It had nothing to do with Brexit. It's not even in Europe, is it? And the Chagos question does remain, of course. It's a legal dispute over sovereignty. It's the diplomatic negotiations with Mauritius, the strategic issue involving Diego Garcia, a flashpoint in UK-US relationship, and the international legal position of Chagosians going back, re-inhabiting and ruling their own islands, and for their own destiny, manifest destiny to own and control your own lands. And for a newspaper famed for precision, I'm going to say that this little long read that they put out not only missed key historical and political nuances, but I suggest these were done deliberately to sway public opinion with regards to the Chagos deal. If you lie, people might believe it. Don't lie. You're the Financial Times. No point in lying, because everyone who's got the facts will tell everyone who hasn't got the facts. However, the facts seem to be open to interpretation when you're being pressured by the government and you're only a newspaper. Thanks very much. Bye.